Hello folks, I'd like to introduce myself. My name's Landstryder. This is going to be my first video in the Minecraft series for my server play. This is basically just going to be a quick tour, show off a couple of things that I've built. Some of it's based on some things you may have seen on other people's videos, some of it's original ideas, and I'd also like to go over what all is included in my mod pack. It's quite extensive list. So without further ado, let's take a look around and check out some of the stuff we got. You'll notice over here we got a ship, and you probably also know that I'm flying. I'm not in creative. I actually have the advanced genetics mod, so I have the flying gene. This is a ship made with Archimedes Ships. This actually can fly around. These are some tanks. These are open block tanks. We discovered that they work quite well with Archimedes Ships to make a flying tanker. And I've collected essence from the Ars Magica mod in order to be able to feed that into my Nexus over here, which is completely full right now, which is why there's essence underneath it and it's not sucking it up. You can see we have a dark nexus and a light nexus. You'll notice there's a little bit of a contraption associated with the light nexus, and of course we have our crafting altar. I'd like to take a moment real quick to show you how this works. This is a light nexus, and most people that are familiar with the Light Nexus and the Ars Magica mod know that they only work at day or night. And, well, basically you got a daylight sensor here, so you probably know what's coming. This works both at day and night. So if I'm going to do a little cheaty real quick, I'm going to switch it to nighttime. And you will immediately notice that the mechanism switches the pillar caps to moonstone. So this is a light nexus that works 24 hours a day. And to accomplish that, we've used a whole bunch of parts from the Project Red to take the signal from the daylight sensor on the top and the bottom and process that with some open block placers and breakers. And something you probably what you can't see is that behind that cobblestone is actually that's a facade on a transport pipe to connect them together. And every time the light cycles, it will break the caps and replace them with the alternate caps. Let me take a quick look at that. See what we got here is we've got a daylight sensor, a pulse former, and a repeater. We have basically the same thing on the bottom. Daylight sensor in the middle. Except on the bottom I've added a NOT gate in order to be able to function in the opposite as the top. The top senses the day, bottom senses the night. So awesome. Okay, and what we got here is a simple automated sugarcane farm. Most people should be fairly familiar with how those work. And over here we got an automated cactus farm. This works by when the cactus grows, it breaks because it's beside a block. The broken cactus then gets sucked up into this vacuum hopper from open blocks, which is currently full. Now this is one of our earliest automations right here. This is an automated cotton farm. The harvester has been removed for the time being. It was used someplace else. But how this works is if we come down here, I don't know if we can see it. No, I can't quite see it here. I'll just go ahead and break the middle so you can see what's going on underneath. What we have here is an autonomous activator with a watering can in it. And this cotton grows incredibly fast. Put the dirt back because it needs that dirt there to be able to target the dirt. But you'll notice that the cotton grows back incredibly fast. Very rapid farm production there. Let's go ahead inside. Oh shit. Little doorbell there. Little storage. We got a little bit of storage in here. We got some deep storage units that we used early game, and then we went ahead and folded those into our AE system, which we really needed these deep storage units to store the massive amounts of resources. And I'll show you how we're getting those resources here in just a moment. You see we up to quite a lot of materials. So let's go take a look real quick at how we're getting those resources. Okay, you'll notice here we got an engine. This is from Redstone in Motion, one of the other mods we have here. We're going to go ahead and activate this. This is the transporter pad, so beam me up, Scotty. And in a second we'll materialize here in the in a Mistcraft world that we created for destruction, more or less. It rains all the time, so we didn't figure it'd be useful for anything else. Nobody wants to hang out here. Okay, this right here is my what I like to affectionately call the Omega Miner, and it is kind of similar to Direwolf's Destroyer of Worlds, except it doesn't use any Buildcraft. It's solely modular force fields combined with a little thermal expansion and ender storage for transportation of materials. And of course I have a Project Red timer to let it move forward. And a little bit, I'll probably in my second episode I'm going to show you exactly how to build this and a good method of powering it. We can go ahead, we can jump down here and see it in action, what it's doing. Oh, well, right now it's powering through one of these pools of green fluid, but you can see how it's mining the blocks out relatively quick. It strip mines quite a lot, quite fast. Originally I had this set to do a 3 wide chunk, and now it is doing a 5 wide chunk. I expanded it. Oh, fallen. Let's get back up there. It's really hard to see here. Let's switch it over to daytime so we can see what's going on. Or not. Guess it doesn't want to be daytime. Let's get back up here to the Mega Miner and have it the teleporter teleport us back. I ended up using this Redstone in Motion transporter to be able to come immediately to the miner. Rather, that way it the transporter pad moves along with it. So, quick way to get to it. We have another one set up. This one actually is on Mars, so I don't want to go up there right now. I don't have my oxygen gear on, so it might be a little bit easier to see. Like I said, I'm going to show that in episode 2 exactly how to build that. I will show real quick our current method of powering it down here is this reactor. This is from Atomic Science, as you probably can see from my Wela, and how I'm sending all the power over there to the force field generator that's doing the mining is with these coercion drivers, and let's see here. we can't get over here, we can see that all these coercion drivers, is 4 of them that power the miner. They each make 5 kill liters of Fortron apiece, and that gets piped out and piped into a Tesseract. Tesseract takes the fluid over to the miner, and then it's used there for the power to do the mining and the moving of the miner. So, now in an update of my mod pack coming up, this reactor is getting some major overhauls in the Calclavia Atomic Science mod, so it's going to probably stop working so well. And I've been experimenting with methods of other methods of potentially powering the miners. So that's what's going on down here. There's our Advanced Genetics lab, which I use to give myself flight. You can also shoot fireballs. A bunch of other cool things that you can do. I have the breathe water gene, and oh, here we go. This is a really fun mod from one of my friends. These are chickens from the Mo Chickens mod. This is my little chicken farm. The vacuum hopper collects up what they lay. These are all have been tamed, so they produce resources for me: diamonds, lapis, redstone. My very favorite, the rainbow chicken. It produces all 16 different kinds of dye. Let's see. Oh, and one of my other favorite things from the open mods thing is our radio. I don't want to turn that on because it probably would get me in trouble if I played the radio on my video, so I'm not going to do that. But that's what it looks like. We have a number of crystals that we set to different radio stations. We have an alternative station, etc. We have Twilight Forest in the pack. We have Natura. There's so many of them. We have 171 mods. Yes, that's right, 171 mods. Another one of my favorite mods that we have is BiblioCraft, which we've used to create an enchantment library over here, where we have enchantment books. We keep our originals. We can use the typesetting table and printing press to copy them. And I've used that the farm with you see it down there, the autonomous activator again, and then this one also has a watering can in it. Get off. And those keep our liquid XP full, so we can pretty much have all kinds of experience, you know, for copying books. And this is fairly unlimited once you get this setup going. And take a quick look on the outside. There goes that doorbell again. Take a quick look on the outside, and you can see that, you know, we have a lot of experience in on our reservoir tank. So and I set it up to actually turn off the autonomous activators when this tank gets mostly full, so it's not running all the time. This is our bean farm. You've probably seen something similar to this again on Direwolf 20's videos. Pretty straightforward. I don't have it 100% automated yet. It's pretty close. I use fir leaves as the primary essence, you know, thing to distill the essence out of, because it only produces the herba, which is, you know, so you don't have to void pipe, or you know, not void pipe, but pipe into a void jar any other essences. So fir leaves. Eventually we're going to have a farm that does nothing but harvest these fir trees and then pipe it directly in to the, you know, this system where, you know, we keep the lamps of growth going. I might add some more to that too, because it's really not producing quite as fast as I'd like to. We're updated to the 4.1 version of Thumbcraft, so it could be you know, it got a little nerf to it, and they hardly grow at all without the lamps. So I'll just go ahead and put some charcoal in there so we get it running again. And up here, you've seen the Ars Magica lab that we have up here at the top. A little bit of everything. Our spell library that we've created with a couple of the guys on the server really into the magic. We have a couple really guys really into tech and a couple guys really into magic. I kind of walk the line down the middle. So open blocks elevator. We're going to go down to the sub level here, and below all of the Ars Magica we have the Thumbcraft laboratory, where we've completed pretty much all of the research, I think. If we look at the somewhere here, there we go, Thaumonomicon. If we look at the Thaumonomicon, we've pretty much opened up all of the research, and lately we've been really fussing over, where is it at? Yes, the kami stuff, the blood of the gods. This stuff is very awesome. The Icorium tools, the awakened Icorium tools. I don't personally have any of those. One of the other guys on the servers made them, and they are really awesome. I just can't say how awesome they are. I have I did make some of the armor, and it's pretty crazy good. Set up a few things. Now this is where my beans end up right here. They get piped down straight into there. And using some of the newer stuff, we have the ethereal platforms, which basically allows us to make a hidden door. We've got the Osmotic Enchanter. We have Thaumic Tinker, which is what provides all the kami stuff, blood of the god stuff. Let's take a quick look in here. Oh, you can't see it here. Let me throw on some, there we go. Oh, look at that. It's very bright. This is the room that we built in order to be able to charge up our insane wands that have 1,000 storage. Those are also from the Thaumic Tinker kami stuff. That on there for a minute. And you notice this guy, you might not recognize it. That's a Chocolate Quest thing. That's from Better Dungeons. That's one of our favorite mods on here. Better Dungeons. It provides us with all kinds of ruins and castles and places to explore. Let me take a quick look at the bean collection. I skipped having multiple golems. I went with just one golem, and you can see the vacuum hoppers there. They suck up the beans that end up on the ground as the golem harvest. It kind of saves me a little bit of trouble of making a golem to do that. Nothing wrong with golems. It's just they're a pain in the butt sometimes to make all that stuff with the infusion altar. Let's see what else. Extra utilities, you probably recognize the Ender Lilies from those, and we'll be getting a new really awesome update to the extra utilities coming up soon in the next patch of this mod pack. This ship right here is from Better Dungeons, and it was actually sailed over here. How I did that was we have Archimedes Ships. So I kicked all the pirates off with my sword, and installed an Archimedes helm, and I drove this boat over here. So we have a couple boats over here like that, and you can see this boat is actually the first one that was done to it, and this one was done by Activator. You see he's put his national flag there, or kind of something like his flag there. He's a Canuck. Very nice ship though. This is a like a schooner or whatever. I'm not really up on exactly how the ships work. This is another ship that was driven over here. I don't think anybody's claimed this one. I think I don't see why not. Who wouldn't want a giant creeper face on their on their sail? And then over here we've got our great wood forest that I grew. These back here, I plant these in order to collect the alm. That's pretty much the only way to get alm, is by planting witchwood trees. So I have lots of witchwood and alm. You know, I occasionally come by, I cut these down, pick the alm, and plant some new ones. So what else can I possibly show you in this quick overview of what's going on? Yeah, my kind of attempt at a TARDIS, which you actually can get in. You can get in the TARDIS, and it'll take you someplace. This works pretty much on the same principle as the teleporter pad that takes you to the mining area. So, okay, what do we got over here? This is one of my friend's base. He's cleared out a Better Dungeons building. This is one of the nicer looking ones, I think. And there's actually two of these, like, real close together. So I actually got a friend that lives there, a friend that lives over here in this one. See, they've done some stuff over here. I'll probably show you around them a little bit more later on when them guys are around. He's made an Archimedes flying ship over here of some kind. Anyway, just wanted to introduce myself and show you around the current server. I had made a bunch of recordings when we first started this server. Unfortunately, I was not too aware of how the recording software works, so none of them came out any kind of good. Hopefully these will come out usable, and you'll get to see some of the stuff that we got going on. I guess I could show you one more thing before I sign off. My wither containment room. This is a really nice thing. A lot of people wonder, you know, have tried different things to contain the wither. This, with a modular force field system and enough speed modules, you can make a force field that will actually contain the wither. So come over here. There's a little bunker to hide from his explosion, and I can turn it on with this remote wireless redstone. And build your wither here in the middle, and the force field will contain it, and you can hide in here while he's actually, you know, gaining life. He does that explosion thing when he spawns, so you got to kind of hide from that. But that will contain the wither, 100%. And the way he doesn't break the grass is it is a warded grass using Buildcraft. So I think that's about as much as I'm going to show you for the time being. My future episodes are probably going to be tutorials on how to build some of these systems, potentially show you improvements on some other people's builds. Hopefully I'll be able to actually come up with some of my original stuff and show you that too. But a lot of it, I imagine, is going to be, you know, improvements on other things you've already seen, potentially further explanations, tutorials on doing things different ways with different mods. We have a huge number of mods. I didn't even cover half the mods that we have installed in this pack. Like I said, there's 171. I will probably post a list of those in the description. So, my name's Landstryder. This has been a quick tour of my server as it currently is. Oh, I'm wearing my Buildcraft stuff. Shit. Keys. Let me go get on my regular armor. And you see me with my regular skin. There's my regular armor. And with this on, yes, I do have the commie pants and boots, and that's a regular jump with the with that special armor. Isn't that awesome? Look how high you can jump and how quickly you move with it. It's just insane. It's a lot of fun. So without further ado, this is Landstryder signing off. Hope you enjoyed the tour, and I hope you tune in for some of the tutorials and builds that I'm going to be showing you in the future.